This evening's Let's Talk Trek is brought to you by the number 7 in the color orange. Let's Talk Trek is sponsored by Shuttle. What ho, everybody, and welcome to this evening's Let's Talk Trek. We're so pleased to see you all. And I have to say, before we get started tonight, did anyone want to see Alison Pill in that red dress? I mean, I haven't fluttered like that since I was 12 years old and saw Carry On Matron for the first time. I mean,
please do your Kenneth Williams for us, Richard.
Hang on a minute. The trick is to breathe out first. Oh, Matron.
That sounds more like you're about to do some kung fu.
Whoa, Matron!
It's a really terrible cow impression.
We like the way you move. We like your big dangly udders. We love your long eyelashes. But most of all, we likes the way you move. Hey, what ho, Carl? Join the party. We were talking about cows.
So remember, Richard, these cows are small.
Yes.
Those ones are far away.
It makes no difference. It depends how much.
I'm jumping in halfway here, but if we're talking about cows, why is James dressed as a zebra?
Well, it depends how much Taparoo Valley you've drunk.
Ooh.
Yes, it was on offer.
I can tell.
Evening, Gary.
Oh.
Christoph.
Oh, Christoph, how you doing, buddy? Oh, I was just saying before the show how much I'm looking forward to September already. And Christoph, I'm really looking forward to seeing you again.
Val.
Mark, substitute Carl. Val, what ho, Val, Gary. Double Gary. We've got 2 Garys this evening.
Gaza.
Oh, I wonder if one of them's an evil twin.
Ooh, from the Mirror Universe. One has the goatee and the evil look.
Hey, Nadim. Fantastic. I'm just throwing this out there now just because I'm really excited about September. So if anyone's got any ideas about meetup for this September, we did the Hawaiian shirt meetup thing last time. If anyone's got like another idea or something else I'd like to do, I think probably the same bar because it's next to the hotels and the Excel. But if there's a theme, you know,
Vickers and Tarts.
Vickers and Tarts, yes, Vickers and Tarts.
Point of order: is it not my birthday? Do I not get to choose the theme?
Well, we still haven't decided what we're doing about your birthday because.
Well, it doesn't change, Richard. It still happens on the bloody day, so it's not like I get an option.
Your birthday on the Thursday, then?
No, a couple of days before. But it's my birthday.
Yeah.
My birthday week. I'm having a week.
Your birthday week? What's the matter with you?
Because we can't celebrate it on the Friday or the Saturday because you'll be working, so it has to be the Thursday night. So
I've not been officially announced yet. Behave.
You have now.
We're not saying where you're working. We're just saying that you're working. I mean, you could be out there on the street corner. Who knows? You could be doing whatever. Dressed as a geisha.
Sign saying
with a
"Get
fan.
it here."
Yes, saying "Get it here." Get it all night here.
Just find that confidentiality agreement I've just signed and rip it up.
James, I don't know if you noticed, your waving cat appears to be gremlin-like. It has started to multiply.
You've got a
I
little
have 2
one.
waving cats.
Where'd you get the little one?
He's had a
This
kitten.
one is small.
No, it's
Now
far away.
Far away.
And it is solar-powered.
It is solar powered, yes.
Wow.
And it's not making the clunking noise that my standard cat is making.
So that's a definite upgrade.
Have you tried WD-40 on your standard cat?
I think it's where my daughter pulled it apart that's caused it some grief.
Hey, calm down, you West Ham defender.
But don't forget, look, this is the special Riker's beard waving cat.
Oh, yes, beard merchandise. That can't be faulty. Right, so yes, if anyone's got any ideas for Dan's birthday, which we're going to have to do on the Thursday night, so I think it's some tarts.
In the unique way that Riker's Beard merchandise usually arrives mislabeled, it's probably a waving rat in the Riker's Beard universe.
Waving rat, how dare you? Get it here. Yes, this is what Dan's doing on the Friday and the Saturday night. He's going to be getting it.
Wow.
So this evening, we've got to try our best not to talk about Alison Pill in the red dress the entire evening. Oh.
Really? Why?
But
I've got a very special review of Picard coming up later. So whenever you feel like that, we'll do my special review.
What we can do then is talk about Alison Pill in the red dress as long as we do this.
Oh.
So then we can talk about Alison Pill in the red dress.
Did you eject Richard?
I didn't eject him. I simply removed him for a moment so
I
he
was
could have
just
some
having a
privacy.
really aggressive wake.
What a vivid imagination you have, sir.
So
Anyway,
we
back
have
to
got-
Alison Pill in the red dress.
Oh, hang on. Okay, it's been a good 5 seconds now. I think we should be good.
Did 7 of 9 wear a red dress at one point? Am I imagining that?
What?
Did Patrick Stewart wear a red dress at any point?
like a tube of Murray mints left out in the sun, hot and hard.
Do we have a moderator this evening? Just
Yes,
wondering.
it's me. Right now. So we can't spend the entire evening.
Delegated moderation.
Wait, Ziggy says we're here to talk about Alison Pill in the red dress.
Oh, no, hang on.
Pill in the red dress all night.
Nadim's just said about Jessica Rabbit.
A cake. Had a cake.
That was aggressive.
Had a cake. We can't talk. We have got some. There is some other Trek stuff to talk about this week. So let's get out of the way, and then we can talk about Picard.
Okay.
So first of all, we don't have anything on it because it just dropped, I think, today. I didn't have a chance to grab anything. But there's a new Star Trek game coming out that's set 2 years directly after Nemesis, called Resurgence, and it looks, it looks really good. I haven't literally only just today picked up on the trailer, so I'm gonna do some research on it this week, and we'll try and do a feature on it and its progress. From what I've seen of it, it looks really good.
When we say game, are we talking cloud-based like Star Trek Online?
No,
or
this
mobile,
this is looks like a point and click, kind of like Star Trek 25th anniversary.
or... proper game.
It looks like a proper game. Yeah.
Amazing.
Just quickly, everyone who's watching, it's so lovely to see all 111 of you. If a couple of you could click on the love emoji, the thumbs up emoji, or the blowjob face, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Not the angry one, please.
Right, before we do any more,
Still engagement.
before we do any more discussion of Star Trek, who wants to do honors?
Oh, should I do it? Let's Talk Trek is not endorsed, sponsored. Oh, wait, bring it back.
We'll do it line
Let's
for
Talk
line.
Trek is not endorsed, sponsored, or affiliated with CBS Studios Incorporated, Paramount Pictures Corp, or indeed the Star Trek franchise.
Star Trek,
Star Trek.
and its various
Registered
marks and
trademark.
trademarks of CBS Studios Inc.
Thank you for that, Richard. That's fine. I think we did
Well,
that perfectly between us.
I translated that into Welsh.
Evening, Paul.
so
Look at the
cool.
devil.
Speak of the devil, he shall appear. Look at that. Marvelous. Oh, so right. So we've covered Star Trek Resurgence, which I am going to do some research. As I'm the gamer of the group, well, more than anyone else is. By the way, none of you have added me on Star Trek Online yet. I don't think I'm the only one that plays it. But I'll do some research. Resurgence looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to do some research on that, and I'll come up with a little spiel on that next week. But we've got other stuff's happened this week. Other stuff. There's another Star Trek series.
The annoying thing about this week is I've had so little time this week. I've seen all these things flagging up on my newsfeed, and I have not had chance to look or watch any of them.
That's right. So Star Trek Neelix is coming to us.
Yep, Riker's Beard broke that news on Thursday that Star Trek Neelix will run for 10 series.
Star Trek Neelix.
Beloved character Neelix will be the series lead.
And it's
expected that there will be branded lunchboxes as well.
Well, it's going to be a cookery show, I believe. It's going to be like Ready, Steady, Cook. It's going to be like Ready, Steady, Cook.
101 things to do with Leola root.
Yeah, exactly. It's that sort of thing. Yeah, it's going to be.
Is this what this point and click game is?
Should you replace CBS Studios?
Maybe.
We could.
Actually, do you know what? I watched
We'll give them a ring and ask.
I went on things that aren't Star Trek this week. I watched two things.
CBS legal? Yes, it is me. Right. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but all right, we'll see you in the tribunal. All right, goodbye.
What did they say, James? Sounded very positive.
Worry about it. Carry on.
Cool.
On things that I watched that weren't Star Trek this week, I watched something on Paramount Plus. I flew to international waters and watched the first episode of Halo. Now, I've never played the game, but I have to say, if you've got Paramount Plus, I watched the season opener. I was blown away. It's clearly where they've been spending the money. It was really, it's really, really good. And other things I've been watching that aren't Trek, I watched Project Adam. Wonderful one to watch with your family. It's fantastic.
Wow. Yeah,
I watched The King's Man. Don't bother.
Oh, those are minutes of your life you won't get back, aren't they? Christ. What a load of
Yeah, so, Richard, I've drawn an artist's impression for you of you watching Halo.
That's me. That's actually me.
That's the spitting image.
It's a spitting image, except there's less of a tripod going on there than there normally would be.
No.
Apparently, Foundation on Apple TV is awesome, according to Nadim.
Was that Isaac Asimov?
Are we asking for Richard? I got you a present.
Right.
In this unique way that Top Gear works, I bought you a present.
Okay.
Are you ready for your present?
I mean, where's it coming from?
Noel Edmonds style from above and just.
Oh!
Hang on, shouldn't that be next week's present?
Stop talking. Everyone just.
Just so you're aware, Richard, you may be off screen, but your microphone hasn't been muted. Now, I haven't seen that. I've seen the episode. I haven't seen the trailer for next week. Do we know what she's singing?
Oh, it's going to be Blue Skies, isn't it? It's going to be Blue Skies. It's just
got to be something
more.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna watch the trailer shortly. So
before we get on to Picard, I believe we've got some new happenings with Strange New Worlds, and has there been a new teaser clip or something?
It just looks awesome.
How about we dissect it once we've watched it?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've not seen it yet.
What are we watching first, Picard or Strange New Worlds?
Strange New Worlds.
Okay, fantastic.
Go on then. I'm ready.
No, you know
Brace yourself.
Say the word.
Roll VT.
Hi. Sorry to interrupt. This is your captain? Our mission. To chart the stars. Push the boundaries of what is known. And what is possible.
I'm standing on the surface of a comet.
I love this job.
These people, this crew, I believe we can do anything.
You wanted to seek out new life. Go where the aliens are.
Your presence is blasphemy.
Let's talk about this. Find some
I think that went well.
Perhaps we should kiss.
That seems logical.
Maybe we don't touch anything else. Just a suggestion.
The whole future hangs in the balance.
No one can know the future. One can only follow one's instincts.
You're the best of Starfleet.
Our ability to work together, that's our greatest strength.
Let's show them what you got.
So is it just me, or does that look absolutely stupid?
I mean, I've watched so much Discovery, I've forgotten what it looks like to see a phaser or a torpedo being fired.
If you want to tune into Let's Talk Trek Fact Files, we will exhaustively unpack that over 26 solid hours of programming and detail. Or we will just give you this.
Where do you start? I mean, where do you start? I mean, I'll start with the quiff. I'll start with the Zach Brannigan quiff, because I mean, that's not something about Mary. That's a manly quiff. That's incredible. That's better than Christoph's quiff.
That's the first time I've seen that trailer, and the thing that stuck with me through all that was, let's go where the aliens are. Love that.
Let's fire a torpedo. Let's fire a phaser. If they don't agree with our way of life, let's shoot and kill them in the American way.
Talk about this.
Yeah, that's what we want to see.
Let's not insult our American friends, because we do love all of them.
I wasn't insulting them.
That is going to be absolutely epic. There's no two ways about it.
All of it.
It's what we've wanted, isn't it? It's what we've been waiting for.
One thing I would like to pick apart. We don't know who's. I've forgotten the bugger's name now. Who was the original Doctor before McCoy?
Mbenga.
It was Boyce.
Boyce.
No, Dr. Mbenga was actually the second in command to Dr. McCoy.
You're
and
right.
there's been a lot of speculation as to who Dr. Boyce is going to be. The black
he's not
gentleman with the beard. So who was the guy in the medical?
Mbenga has said he's the CMO.
Oh, right. Okay. I
like
wondered if he
he's
changed
noted
place with
when
character.
McCoy wasn't he?
Everyone's talking at once here. I can't. But that's not Dr. Boyce. Are we there?
No.
Who cares?
It's Dr. Mbenga.
It's Anson's Mount. Well, is it? I can confirm this for you by simply... I can get some...
Program it into your DNA analyzer. Quick.
Quite simple, yes. So,
Richard, if you get your sample, and James, you must have some sort of analysing device.
Yeah, I've got my sample here.
Analysing now.
There we are. It's being analysed.
Can
we confirm, in fact, it is Anson's Mount?
Yep. Anson Mount.
Ooh,
there it says
that was Anson Mount. Quiff and all. Marvellous. Christoph says, I have a quiz question. When will we, on our side of the Atlantic, get to watch Strange New Worlds legally?
The correct side of the Atlantic. Yes.
Hoping for Pluto.tv one day after the USA, but haven't heard a thing.
Right.
Well, legally is a grey word.
Right. Could I
no,
wade in there? No, legally isn't grey. Legally tends to be black and white. But my understanding is that Paramount Plus is due to be available in the UK in what Paramount are terming as Q2.
Whereas Richard and I just fly over to the States every week and watch whatever's been released because it is the right thing to do legally and ethically.
My suspicion is that, and I don't know this, but my suspicion would be Q2, if you're going to go on an annual calendar, would coincide with the release of Strange New Worlds. So I'm kind of fingers crossed for them releasing it into the UK and Europe when Strange New Worlds launch.
We're in Q2 now, aren't we? We're in April.
That's what I mean. So they've said Q2.
But James and I have found a legal loophole, given the stance that CBS and Paramount Studios have taken.
VPN.
Instead of flying over to the United States to watch the episodes, now we merely identify as being there.
Intriguing.
Right, let's unpack a few
My
things.
colleague may well say that, but I couldn't possibly comment?
So I've heard a rumor, and it is only a rumor, that we're going to get Strange New Worlds in the UK on Netflix. A friend of mine.
Where did you hear this rumor from, Daniel?
I can't say because I'll get somebody in trouble, but somebody I know who works for a media company said to me this week that we're getting Strange New Worlds on a streaming service in the UK that we already have, and it won't be Amazon. So sort of work that out.
And we are, of course, very good friends with the people at Netflix who very kindly invited us to events in the past. Just dropping that out there, Netflix.
Who knows? Who knows?
Didn't Netflix? We've been to a couple of Netflix events. Oh,
We've
we've been to one Netflix event.
No, I've been to.
Evening, David. Don't worry, we'll forgive you.
But we'll
Do you
see.
remember that Netflix event we went to in London? You found that rogue apostrophe.
Yes, yes. Oh, I was so angry, wasn't I?
Gosh,
I heard all about the rogue apostrophe.
Right outside
It's
of
nothing to do
MI6.
with
we
Netflix,
found.
however. Netflix and their presentation of apostrophes was beyond reproach. However, the pub
This
we
was
went to for dinner
literally
afterwards.
right outside
Lucky.
MI6. We found this rogue apostrophe. Luckily, James eliminated it.
Like this.
Right, so let's have a look.
Quite a scary nickname, that, the apostrophe eliminator.
I've seen
Do you know
I've
there
seen
is
eliminate.
actually someone who goes around correcting erroneous apostrophes, and he's either a hero or a vandal, depending on your point of view.
Hero.
Is it you after 10 o'clock at night in your sort of like morph suit, leaping across
Yeah, I go out
rooftops?
like a ninja, correcting people's mistakes.
It's sort of like a grammar ninja. I'd call James a grammar ninja.
Grammar Nazi.
Ninja.
Ooh, ninja's a much nicer word.
And so I find myself leaping from life to life, trying to put right what once went wrong.
Fixing all those punctuation errors.
1942,
Sam!
we found that
Sam!
rogue apostrophe.
Someone's used an apostrophe to make a plural.
There's a 94% chance you'll get that erroneous semicolon.
Oh no, they've used the wrong subjunctive.
I reckon there's a TV series in that.
There's definitely a YouTube series in it, if nothing else.
What ho, David? How the devil are you, chap?
Dave, I hope you're well. You've sounded down lately. We'll get together soon. We'll do something fun.
David, do you have snow? Because we had sort of snow in the middle of the country, and it was cold in the south. So we think it must be properly snowing in the north.
Well, actually, what happened was these two came down to the south, and they brought with them the north. And
You say that, but we were walking around in t-shirts. We were walking around in t-shirts while all of you were walking around in winter coat, hat, scarf, and we're like, what's going on?
Carl,
Yes.
can you tell me what this is, please?
Now that's what we would refer to as a light breeze. However, our compadres down there would consider an Arctic blast.
That's exactly what it was. I took these gentlemen out for dinner, and we walked along the seafront in Arctic conditions, and I had my hat and scarf and my big coat on and my thermals, and literally these guys wore a t-shirt. I mean,
We're from Ardee North.
it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Richard, I'm disappointed that you have lost so much of your northern roots.
I'm afraid there's no getting away from it. I don't like being cold. There's no need for it in civilized society. People say to me, "Oh, I'd hate to live in the Med. It'd be warm all the time. I'd get bored." I wouldn't. I wouldn't be cold. I'll be wearing in my underwear all day.
No matter whether you were cozy warm or freezing cold, that Ogleshield burger was worth the walk.
Oh yes. So
Wasn't it fantastic?
Friends of the show, Finbar's Restaurant in Westgate on Sea. If you'd like to go there for
Wait for it, Kent.
So probably the best burger I've had for that money, without a doubt, was beautiful, and the service was very good as well.
Oh yes.
So indirectly, not talk about Star Trek for 2 minutes as we're not talking about Star Trek. Facebook ran an article today, a video article, which I think was seen by about 4 million people last time I checked, which said the best hidden beach in the UK is one called Botany Bay in Kent, and it gave instructions on how to
tell everyone, Pike.
And it gave everyone instructions on how to get there. And the instructions were go to Broadstairs, get the train to Broadstairs, then get a taxi from Broadstairs to Botany Bay and go down this steep incline and or steps. So James expects 4 million people to come through Broadstairs.
We've taken you both to Botany Bay. You've been there.
Yes, we've been there.
Oh no!
We had lunch at the Botany Bay.
Yeah. We didn't see the beach though. We sort of sit in the pub.
Well, it was in the middle of winter. I mean, you know. Oh, sorry, you'd call that autumn, wouldn't you? Yeah.
That was October, that visit.
Yeah. But yes, the Botany Bays. But yes, you must get a taxi there because there's a lot of private roads, and they get very upset when people flock to that beach and park on their private roads, and they call the police and throw them. You know.
Ooh.
Anyway, moving swiftly on. Right. Shall we? Are we doing any type of collectible tonight, Carl?
As soon as I finished work about 10 minutes before you physically saw me, probably not.
Have you got a collectible there, Carl? Roll the titles. Do it now, quick.
Something that we could
Maybe.
That would be terrible.
So this week, dear viewer, I've had absolutely no time to prepare for this segment. So what we have is a very little-known artifact. Picard's family album from the Generations figure. You probably can't see it properly because my camera won't focus.
It's a bit small, Carl.
It is a little. It's just that it's a long way away, James. Don't you worry. There we go. It's focused.
Well, it is in the north.
This is from the figurine that everyone thinks they will get a huge amount of money for because it had the wrong uniform, but it's actually ridiculously common, so don't get your hopes up. And this particular piece is probably worth about a penny.
I have something I'd like to value for me, if that's okay. Right, so
You'll have to forgive the lack of effort on this week's collectibles, dear viewer.
here we go. Are we ready?
Are there any pictures in there, Carl?
Can we see that?
I struggled to open it.
Are we ready? Right.
Oh. Now that's what I call a disco prize.
That's
There we are. So, do you need to see it again? Or we?
I would call that a valiant effort. It's way superior to anything I could do currently. I'm hoping to learn modelling and electronics for modelling, etc.
So this was a piece that
it looks. In all fairness, it does look very nice, and like I say, it is a valiant effort because I'm rubbish with electronics, and whoever's done that has genuinely put the effort in. They've gone for the flashing bussard collectors, they've gone for the strobes, they've gone for everything on it. I think the only thing that would be missing is like the fan grills on the bussard collectors, but I would imagine they're pretty difficult to do in a model of that size.
So this is the Revel Enterprise kit.
I was going to say it's not one that's naturally got the lighting kit in it, has it?
No. So this is the Revel Enterprise kit that was given to me as a present by Mrs. Richard.
Oh, you did it?
Yep. This is one I did, and she gave. So I as fans of the show may know, I like to do music. But when we first had our children, I had to be quiet in the evening. So she bought this model and said, we'll build and paint that. And I looked at it.
Go and be quiet somewhere else.
Pretty much, yes. And so I built that, and I decided from the off that I was going to do the LED lighting kit and all the rest of it, because at the time I'd bought one of those Electronics for Dummies books because I was working in the motor trade and we were having a real problem with ECUs. I thought, I'm going to learn about it myself. So I bought this book and I thought I'd do the whole lot myself. Yes, you can get the buzzer collector spinners. Yeah.
I can't imagine it's easy though.
It took me a long time. I mean, I did have some experience because back in the day, I used to paint Warhammer 40k. And also, I've done it before. The lighting kit was a challenge, I've really enjoyed it. Kept it on my shelf for a while. In the end, I actually auctioned it off for charity, and I actually got a couple of £100 for it, which was astonishing. I didn't get that much.
How did you do the flashing? Were they the natively flashing LEDs, or did you program some sort of board for it in the base?
No board. Just literally I just used resistors and capacitors. But yeah, it all worked really well. And here's the funny bit of it. So auctioned it off for charity, whatnot. But then it's sitting on my shelf collecting dust. Kind of wish I hadn't now, because it was a lovely piece and it lit up nicely. About a year later on eBay, I see on eBay, I'm like, always selling it. Clicked on it, not selling it. There's some guy selling lighting kits who's using a picture of my model to sell his lighting kits.
Can I assume that you went all Harry Enfield on him and went, "Oi, you, no!"
I was genuinely at first. I was like, "Well, I'm flattered, but mate, you can't be doing this." So I sent him a message saying, "You've been rumbled. Take the picture down." And he's got a really shirty one back. Like, so you're going to claim that any of my other models are your model? The rest of it, I'm like, look, here's a copy of the original listing that I sold, by the way, for charity that you ripped off. Like, and he wouldn't back down. In the end, eBay struck him off. But yeah.
Well, here's the Revel Voyager that's still in the same condition as last time I showed it on screen months ago.
I must get up in the loft.
It's a fine kit to build that. I built that back in the day.
What we're going to have to do, Carl, because mine's in the loft, roughly about the same stage.
Robots. Yeah, it's Utopia Planitia. They say he's fired because it's taking ages to build ships. The war will be over by the time you finish building that one.
I think Carl and I should have a race now. I think the race should start now. Who can finish their Voyager first?
Right, well, let's set some ground rules then, because my intention was to not only fully light the
banker.
kit. Oh, what's the offer?
He'll offer you £200 for the model, or 300 quattloos.
In this condition?
300 quattloos.
What's a quattlo? Oh, that's a Star Wars currency, isn't it?
So
no, it's
let's lay
currency.
Let's lay some ground rules here, Richard,
Right.
because as we've spoken about this before, my intentions were to not only light this model, but also to have servo motors making the warp engines lift and soundboard. Also, I have an Arduino kit ready to learn how to use.
You're gonna motorize and lift.
That was my intention. It's that exact one, James, the one that I recommended to you,
which I haven't had a chance to look at yet. But I'm really excited to play with this.
Neither have I. It's great though.
Are you going to? So you're gonna? Oh wow! So
my intention was to go all out. I was going to use a cog and gear system with rods and everything to get those warp engines going at the push of a button. I've no idea how. In my head it works, but I have to learn how the electronics side of it would work, and then figure out the actual mechanics of the motion going from the star drive section.
So dear viewer, what Carl is politely saying is he needs 4 years to attend an open university course, become a doctor in engineering, and then eventually maybe build the model. I'm going to send it off to our friend.
David, engineering in only 4 years. That's not bad.
David, which polar lights do you have? I've got the 1 in 350 Enterprise from the motion picture to build. I've got the huge. It's still sealed in the box. I dare not open it for fear of breaking it.
Oh, I've opened it just to admire it and think, how am I going to do that paintwork?
That's the reason I've bought the Revel Voyager, because I want to test everything out and effectively fuck up on a cheaper model.
Well, we should get our friend of the show, Liam Dillon, on to talk about models, because he does some amazing model work.
Yes, he has done some great model work.
I think it's going to be easier than you think, because essentially both the nacelles will be powered by the same gearing motor and just by rods.
Yes. Yeah.
So you would be able to house it quite comfortably.
The difficult part is how little room you have at the Shuttle Bay end to actually fit those gears and rods in.
I'm used to working in very tight
tight enclosed spaces.
Yeah.
And
Obviously,
you,
we
you
also
don't have
learned,
any
Carl,
problem
that-
getting your rods into those tight
No,
spaces.
no, I've got because I'm
Got-
very
got
lucky.
enough movement.
Yeah,
We'll
I've
do
got-
Let's Talk Trek model making soon because we're 36 minutes in and we've not talked Picard. So come on, boys.
Ah.
Hello, Megan. Megan has been to
What? Oh, Megan.
Telford Comic Con this weekend. I saw it online.
Wales
Right.
one, wasn't it?
Mark wants to do a light up kit. Back to modelling. Good man,
Mark,
Mark.
I would recommend doing the Enterprise Revel one first. I'm not just. I know mine looked good. I'm not a master modeler. It's an easy one to do. Okay, the windows are already kind of done out for you. You just have to worry about reflective tape and putting the LEDs and stuff in there. If you want to do a light up kit, do the original Enterprise Revel kit as your first call. Again, not blowing my own trumpet. It actually was quite straightforward to do. So if you want to learn to do it, do that one first.
It's a good
Right,
confidence.
let's go
builder.
Picard.
Picard, right. Alison Pill,
Oh,
red dress.
yes.
Alison Pill.
First off, it's not Alison Pill red dress. It's Brent
Oh,
Spiner.
I can bring Richard back then.
It's Brent,
Brent
Spiner in
Spiner
a shirt.
used the F word. I mean, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
I
Well,
feel
we're in
that
a
it
gritty
must-
new reality, aren't we?
I feel that the Sung family gene pool must be very small.
I just don't. It didn't. I mean, I get that they're trying to hammer home the fact that this isn't Data, and I get that they want some separation from the character, and I'll forgive. I
Are you
will
purposely
forgive.
trying to zoom in on that photo there, Dan.
I'll forgive Picard and John Delancey saying shit. You know, that's not really a swear word anymore, is it? Let's be honest. But him using the F word, for me, it went a bit too far. I don't think it was needed. I think some more clever, subtle dialogue to indicate that he was a desperate man without swearing would have been more favourable on my part.
Okay.
Leah Thompson.
Leah
Ah,
Thompson?
Leah Thompson, yes. Cameoing in the episode she directed, of course.
No, this
No,
is not-
no. She directed the previous two. Frakes directed this one.
Oh, you're right. Yes, of course. Yes. So, well, that's time travel messing around with us, isn't
It
it?
is. But it was great to see her in there.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting. Have we got a picture of Mr. Sung's daughter coming up at all?
Yes.
In that case, I'll wait.
So this was interesting. This whole scene, the way it played out, what I liked about it is it subtly did a lot more for Picard, because Picard kind of was initially thrown off kilter by the fact that it's Laris that he's harboring. I mean, I know what it's like to harbor secret love thoughts. So it's nice to see him not thrown off kilter and just get down to business, like properly, because Guinan's character really set up Laris's character as being someone who he should be absolutely terrified of. He's not terrified. He's there to do a job. He's Picard. He gets on with it. He's not thrown off kilter.
Well, it was that whole bit where he literally just goes, "You're not Laris, are you?"
Yeah.
And then he's straight on with what he needs to do.
Down to business. Yeah, he gets over. He puts his emotions to one side. Quite the opposite of what they do. And I'm not. This is just seeing it like the opposite of Discovery, where it's all about the emotions and hugging and crying and stuff.
And genuinely,
about business. Yeah.
My job, there's an awful lot of leadership of people involved in my job, of various different ages, people in different positions in their life and their mental health, etc. I draw great inspiration from Mr. Picard. Great inspiration.
You see,
if you were to name a classic leader, Picard would be it, wouldn't he?
Absolutely. I've even read, my little book that I showed on Collectables once, the Wisdom of Picard.
Yes.
I've even used that in my work setting to put people on the right path.
And in stark contrast, I literally am a mirror image of Jellicoe. So there we are.
Get it done.
Just get it done. I don't want to hear you.
Get it done.
Just get it done.
Right, so here we go.
Sometimes I'd like to be Jellicoe.
This apartment scene, as we know, is showing that
The drapes haven't gone out of fashion. Why would you have drapes and Venetians? That's just weird.
Because her apartment's from the 60s.
Absolutely.
Right, and Venetian's just odd.
And what a lovely throwback to the original series that she is a supervisor like Gary Seven was in the
Absolutely.
original series. And dear viewer, I'm reading The Eugenics Wars at the moment, which is a novel, and that has Gary Seven in it. And this suddenly hit all my buttons.
Well, Gary Seven was originally supposed to be a spin-off, wasn't it?
It was a pilot for a spin-off that never happened, but what fun it would have been.
Oh, it
And
would
may
have been
yet
great.
be, Carl.
He was
I'm
meant
not
to-
sure. I'm not
Vehicle
sure
celebration.
there's a TV series in someone being a supervisor.
So
I
essentially,
think there, I think there
Gary
was in the
Seven
60s.
supervisor,
I'm not sure now.
the Gary Seven supervisor character was meant to be a American equivalent of Doctor Who in the 60s.
Yeah.
So it was meant to be a competing sort of.
Hence why he had his little thing that he made everything happen with, the equivalent
But
of
not
his
as
sonic
cool
screwdriver.
because, as Stephen Moffat said, they didn't give the Doctor things like invulnerability. They didn't make him fly. He didn't have superpowers. What he had was an extra heart.
Oh,
there
and
will never be a time we don't need a hero like the Doctor.
and the immortality.
He's not
I'd expect
immortal.
nothing less, Alan.
Alan says, I love Gary Seven. I cosplayed him completely with ISIS.
Isis the cat.
Yes.
It's just the Islamic State of terror.
Oh, do you remember, Richard, when on Downton Abbey they were being told that they had to get rid of Isis the Labrador because people were equating it with ISIS? I was like, this is
Yes.
Downton Abbey. You don't mess with that.
Whereas people yet again showing
Some
that.
things are sacrosanct.
No, well,
We're on the next slide now.
Well,
anyone
just
who
on
didn't
that previous slide, did anyone notice in there where it was the little line that was like with Picard saying, "This is private"? She's like, "Is it? Is that any sort
Yes.
of reflection on modern society there, gents? Do we think?"
I think you're
just a
possibly
thought. Throw it out there.
Very well spotted.
I think you're possibly reading into it a little bit too much, but then I think that was the intention, Carl. So
Good.
yeah, that's yeah. But yes,
There are lots of things about Picard that are subtle and some not so subtle.
So who's this?
that's
René Picard.
Rene. Picard.
René.
Oh,
Riffing
René.
off his nephew, of course. Who was also René.
Oh, René.
Real René. Oh, hold me in your arms.
And she is in her little
It's
tank.
me, René.
Come on, moderator, get us in line.
Moving on. Renee, as we know, has been attending therapy sessions with her therapist.
You stupid
Worst
woman.
therapist
sorry, but-
ever.
Yeah, did anyone not know it was Q before they showed his
Straight
face?
away. Straight away knew it was Q. As soon as I
It
heard the
was
voice.
just brilliant. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
What seems to be the problem, little?
Yeah.
Tell me
Do you
about your
want to see my little tank, René? I mean,
mother.
It's the same voice from Tapestry.
it's the fallen Madonna
Yeah.
with the big boobies. I mean,
By Van Klump.
General von Klinkhoven.
Make way for General von Krakenfart.
Right. Anyway, moving on. Renee is attending.
What are
far
you
away.
doing with that picture?
Moving on. So she's attending therapy sessions with this gent who it turns out to be Q.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
That
Yep.
just
Yep.
So this is Q, and this is not the Third Reich who is doing a therapy session with Renee. And this is something touching upon what you said before, Carl. Yeah, this was a stab at modern society, this whole scene, and Picard's comments on, she's got depression and anxiety to a human that can completely cripple them. This is something that wasn't touched upon back in the golden age of Star Trek, hardly at all, and that we are in touch with more as a society. And that's just, how many times have we seen, and we have a lack of sympathy for celebrities who have a drug problem or commit suicide or whatnot? We think, how can they be miserable when they've got all that money and everything? And I thought this was a really, really nice, subtle touch in this series, saying, yeah, anxiety and depression, Doesn't matter how brilliant. I mean, she taught herself Cantonese at 12 years old and all the rest of it. This is an amazingly talented young lady who's been ahead of the curve all of her life. But Picard pointed out, doesn't matter. She's depressed. To a human, that will completely debilitate her.
Yep.
And I thought that was really nice, the way that they subtly brought that into the episode. It was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. While all this is going on,
you know who the police officer? What his name is?
Go on.
It's not Rene.
Tis I, Leclerc. He's actually Officer Leclerc.
Really? I missed that. That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
It is
You stupid old man.
Yeah.
Of course it is you.
So the Borg Queen has been playing hijinks with communications and mobile phones and has managed to call the police at this point. And the police have rocked up to be...
I mean, her first attempt was unsuccessful, Dan, because she got sting.
Yeah. It's
Don't worry, James, I got it.
Yeah, it's a joke about music.
Speaking of phone numbers, Dan, you don't happen to have a picture of Q's card that was 3D printed, do you?
No.
Oh, okay.
But do you have
It had a telephone number on it.
It did have a telephone number. Has anybody phoned that telephone number?
Right, who hasn't phoned the number?
Genuinely, have you called it?
No, I've just listened to what other people have recorded.
Do you want me to do it now? Shall I do it? Let's do
I don't
it now.
know how much it'll cost you. I don't know how much it cost me yet. But
Dan, have you downloaded the YouTube clip?
Hang on, let me find the number. Wait.
let's get Richard. It may well be cheaper to get the YouTube clip rather than ring the actual number.
That's okay. No, I'll do it now, live on air. Hang on.
Riker's
Trust
Beard,
me,
of course, posted this yesterday.
Trust me, I understand it is rather long distance.
Richard is
I'm luckily, because of the industry I work in, I'm able to call numbers for nothing. So I can't.
Cool. Ring the number, pipe it through the sound system, and let's hear it.
Don't forget, you have to add a 1 for the United States and then a treble asterisk for a different plane of existence.
Linda's with us. Go on, call it.
Do it now.
Is it? Where did you? Was it on Riker's Beard? Is that where we put it on?
No,
Yes,
while
you'll
you're
find the
calling
clip. It's already there.
what I'd like to point out is that CBS, what they've done is they've made...
Is it on Riker's Beard? Where am I looking for this?
It's on the page, Richard.
Which page?
Oh, hang on.
Riker's
Here's the
Beard
number,
page.
Richard. Richard, here's the number from Linda.
You got the number, right? Okay. What's the code
Don't
for the
forget
US?
that's in the colonies. You have to add the dial something or other, 01 or whatever.
Code for the US.
1.
1.
It's
It's
plus
odd,
1.
isn't it? Because they didn't invent the telephone.
Right. Okay. Right.
Here we go.
Tele and phone, of course, from the Greek for long distance and speaking.
All right. Well, that
Oh,
didn't
you
work.
must have had the wrong area code.
So it's 1. Hang on, 3.
Do you have to do
hang on.
01?
Hang on.
You have to do 01.
I'm right.
Hang on, is the number right? I've got 326.3. Oh no, hang on. Let's double check this.
Right, anyway, what I was going to say was...
323.634.5667.
Yeah, that's what Linda put.
323.6. Yeah.
All right, I'll have one more go, dear viewer.
Hey.
Right now, because we are busy living in a plane of existence your feeble mortal minds cannot possibly comprehend. Furthermore, it's pointless to leave a message because we, of course, already knew that you would call, and we simply do not care. Have a nice day.
How brilliant is that?
Right. So what I'm going to say is this: what everyone's been ringing it, and it's actually a very expensive premium rate reverse call number. And CBS are using all the proceeds of this to fund Strange New Worlds. So.
They won't need to fund Strange New Worlds because it is going to be so awesome. Everyone will pay whatever they want to watch it.
Yep.
Unlike some other series.
Strange New Worlds.
Right. Before we go to the next slide, and we talk about the Borg Queen a bit. Hands up, who would like to see a Stargazer series?
Oh, yeah. It's going to happen, isn't it? I mean, they haven't built all those sets for one episode just so they're not going to spin Picard off into Stargazer. In the same way, they didn't build the Enterprise bridge and not do Strange New Worlds.
Right. So, yes, Jurati and the Borg Queen have a bit of a fracas, I think is the correct word.
A bit of a fracas.
Yeah.
Oh, Christoph, I like your mind.
Who this?
So that's
Briones.
This is Sung's daughter, who looks a lot like, I've forgotten the character's name because she was not
Soji.
Soji.
And Daj, Soji, and now character 3.
And the other ones.
I'm not really. I mean, anyone else here just not really sure why they bothered to incorporate her?
Well, no. If you think back to season 1 of Picard and Data's painting in Picard's study at Chateau Picard, could this potentially hark back to why Data painted the picture called Daughter in the image of Issa Briones?
Not sure.
Because it's in his family history, and therefore this character would then make sense.
Moving on. Boom.
Oh, that was the explanation, was it? Oh, cracking! What do I win?
Q with some sort of suppository.
I'm not.
Yeah, he
not
didn't
sure
explain how to take it, did he?
No, he didn't explain how to take it. He just said analyze it. Clearly, he
got it wrong.
administered it wrong, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did anyone else think that Soon's
Matrix
drone net was cool?
That was
cool.
Cool.
It was like an early version of the planetary wide one that they had in episode 2.
Again, it just seemed a bit unnecessary to me personally. I was a bit, like, your daughter's ill, we know. Let's write something clever rather than come up with something that looks visually good. But
that's my slides I've got from this week's one. Lots more.
You were agreeing with You were agreeing with one of our theories? Are you insane?
Have you watched this show?
What's wrong with you?
No, let's have a look.
Took us seriously, boys. Woohoo!
Obviously, this week we also saw the breakout of Rios from the bus. That was a breakout that happened.
Do you remember when we were on the bus then?
Yeah,
it was similar.
I hate to say this, but as fun as the Rios storyline has been so far, along with Seven and
Raffi,
they've not actually achieved much by halfway through the season, have they? I hate to say that because as fun as it was, and it has been fun watching their little 5-episode story arc, they've not actually achieved much yet.
He said, I'm the captain of the Federation's starship Stargazer on a continuing mission to explore strange new worlds and seek out new civilizations, but you won't believe me. That was brilliant.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's been great fun.
It started with so much promise. I think and it's just we've been treading water a bit with them.
Yeah, and
they literally did nothing. Did they?
Yeah, I must admit that's what I think. James is right. We're going to get a Stargazer series. One, because those physical actual set was only used for about 5 minutes, and secondly, Rios has just done the intro to it. Captain Rios.
Yeah, I get that, and it's totally grand, and it'd be absolutely fantastic if and when that happens. But like I say, we're halfway into the season now, and that particular arc, 5 episodes in, has culminated in absolutely no development in the story.
Well, Carl, I'd like to agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong.
These are the Voyager USS Stargazer. Its ongoing mission for Rios to fall off building.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to completely agree with Carl here because it started off with a lot of promise. And if it's going to be an entertaining diversion, great, but let's have it somehow contribute to the plot.
Yeah.
And the last 2 episodes, it just hasn't done, which was a
No.
shame. It started off very well with him in the hospital and everything. I thought it was going to be very good. And
I
it has.
would have loved to have seen him actually end up as like the B plot to the entire season. If they were going to do it that way, B plot to the entire season. Don't break him out of the bus. Get him into one of the sanctuary districts.
I think we all wanted to see a subplot maybe similar to the City on the Edge of Forever or something. That's what we wanted to see, didn't we? But
You've got potentially an A, a B, and a C, haven't you, at the moment?
It felt like they were going to go somewhere and then they changed their minds, is what it feels like.
It feels like they've just found something for these characters to do rather than have them contribute to the season-long arc so far, and we're halfway through.
But we don't know because we haven't
don't.
come to its conclusion. So.
And the beauty of this season is they wrote the entire season all in one before production started. Now, previously, the last few years of any Trek season, that hasn't happened. They haven't written a complete season before production.
The thing is,
maybe they have got a greater thing in mind. They
can write as much as they want, but they will cut a shed load out of it. So
totally. But like you just said, maybe they've already got an end goal in mind that it could contribute to, and we just don't know it yet. I really hope that's the case.
So talking of lots of things that have been written, we're going to do this. If you do not want to see this teaser trailer for this week's Picard coming up, tune out now.
You're
Hang on, I'll just turn Richard off because otherwise he'll get turned on.
Roll VT, Daniel.
We just need to keep Renee safe.
We don't protect Renee. We don't get our future back.
Who are we tonight, Agnes?
There is no we.
You're showing your potential.
Will you stop talking?
I've lost Renee. Does anyone have her? I think I'm in trouble here.
How much worse could it possibly get?
Admiral! We're losing him!
Stay with us, John Luke.
How are they losing him when he's in a golem?
When he said, "I've lost Renee," the first thing I thought was, "Oh, my tiki tika."
There was that red dress, though. She did look like she was singing.
Gentlemen, could I do my special review of Picard now?
Absolutely.
How are you rating it out of 10? Nice. James is the only person I know that could actually cough and choke on a vape cigar.
Oh, that was amazing timing. I couldn't write that.
How many marks out of 10 are you giving this week's Picard, James? How many marks out of 10, James?
13 this week. 13 out of 10 this week, yeah.
Out of 10.
I've gone down slightly from last week.
Well, one of the other things I've got to admit that did disappoint me from this week's episode was the big reveal at the end that we already knew from the trailers.
Yeah.
The Borg Queen
so Dan, out of 10, how would you rate Picard this week?
8.
Wrong. Carl, how would you...
I'm going to go 9.
Well, you're not as wrong as Dan. I'm going to give it 11 out of 10. But do you know what? That again, I'm a bit disappointed with how they've gone with it. But the actress playing the Borg Queen, wow, she is. Oh, I can see why they replaced her. I mean, I liked Alice Creed, but wow, she's just nailing it, isn't she? She really is.
Absolutely. And I think there's going to be some great stuff to come from her.
Yes, Linda was right. He probably isn't a golem now in this timeline because he's been replaced, hasn't he?
Possibly not.
Q confirmed he did have a synthetic body because Golda Cock killed him.
Yes, you're right.
He did. Like you're surprised. I'm right about lots of things.
And boys, that is the top of the hour. We have had our fun
already.
All that is left is to say,
God.
all that is left is to say a big thank you to all of our panelists from this evening.
Oh, so we're not doing the wish clip again this week?
What wish clip? We just talked
I
about.
can't remember. I sent it last week and you didn't play it.
You are so much less cantankerous when we've done Booze Reviewz as a feature.
That's true. The only feature we've done included this.
Oh, do you know what we haven't reviewed? We haven't reviewed. We all went to go and see a concert.
Oh, yes. We were together, the four of us, physically in the same place.
We got to see the Philharmonic Orchestra at the Marlowe in Canterbury. An evening with John Williams.
Standing.
It's hard to put in. The chaps will have heard me try to describe it. My word, I think that when you go and see a full orchestra play the theme from Jurassic Park or from Jaws or from Star Wars, if you think there's about 115 different instruments on the stage, think of it as listening to a sound system with 115 different speakers. And then you get some idea. It's like listening to it. It's like feeling every flavor.
You were in it.
Oh, you were in it. It was just amazing. If you ever have the opportunity to go and listen to a full orchestra play, I mean, obviously it's got to be something you want to hear. But for us, John Williams is an easy one. But just go. Don't say, oh, when is it? Say yes, I'll make the time and go. You won't regret it. It was just an amazing experience. It was amazing.
like you mentioned there, that you mentioned the Jaws theme tune, and that's one of those that it's, if you just listen to it loud enough on a speaker system, it sends shivers. But imagine actually sat there and feeling it. You genuinely, we were 2 rows back. You feel that initial, and you think
on a really good sound system, I would say you get about 10% of what you would feel sat in front of the orchestra. It really did. Just the hairs on the back of my neck. Well, I don't have any hairs, but but my word,
for me was the cello. The cello was amazing.
Oh, she was beautiful. But also but certain themes, like everyone's heard the Jurassic Park theme. Until you've heard it played by I mean, honestly, I was in tears.
The entire arrangement of various themes that the conductor had put together, know how good it was when they come on to do the encore, and the unlisted one that isn't in the program they do is E.T.
Yeah.
And
I've never appreciated that so much until that evening when I've heard it played for a full orchestra. And like, wow, you just don't realize just how well.
And we said it on the night as well, didn't we? You could see the musicians as well, which ones they suddenly became excited about, and it was fantantastic.
Wasn't it fantastic? They had Doc Brown from Back to the Future playing.
Conducting.
It did. I mean, I can't. I mean, I'm already looking to see when the Philharmonia is going to be next in Canterbury. I couldn't recommend it more. Gary, I get that a lot. 2.5 minutes is the chap. Sorry.
But no, it was an outstanding evening out with you chaps, and
amazing.
Much appreciated, Richard, for spotting it and letting us know.
It was lovely to see you guys, but just what an experience. I mean,
and a big thank you, I think, from the people in the Westgate pub who received a free dinner.
For those of you that don't know, dear viewer, a nationwide chain of pubs known as Wetherspoons, they have an app that you can use to order. And Wetherspoons, being as large as they are in several cities, do have multiple pubs. Yes, Richard made that mistake.
I like to think of it, someone at table 7 at the other Wetherspoons in Canterbury got half a chicken, a side order of chips, and a medium glass of Shiraz. And I hope they thoroughly enjoyed it and were old enough to enjoy it.
I tell you what, the music didn't soothe Richard's savaged chicken breast at the other end of Canterbury.
We would also like to say
it did do, though. It caused us to do some club style singing on the way home and send it to some other people.
It was very carpool karaoke that cheered some people up.
And now let's hear that sung properly.
Do you remember when this used to be Star Trek show? Do you know what? I'm making an executive moderated decision tonight.
We're going to go on for another half hour.
No, I'm doing this.
Hi. Sorry to interrupt. This is your captain? Our mission. To chart the stars. Push the boundaries of what is known. And what is possible.
I'm standing on the surface of a comet.
I love this job.
These people, this crew, I believe we can do anything.
You wanted to seek out new life. Go where the aliens are.
Your presence is blasphemy.
Let's talk about this. Find some
I think that went well.
Perhaps we should kiss.
That seems logical.
Maybe we don't touch anything else. Just a suggestion.
The whole future hangs in the balance. No one can know the future. One can only follow one's instincts. You're the best of Starfleet. Our ability to work together, that's our greatest strength. Let's show them what you got.
Oh, lovely.
I'm just going to say here, does anyone else feel that Anson Mount is in real danger from this series of becoming an absolute Star Trek legend?
He already is, Carl.
Even more so, though.
But it has a time. There is a definitive timeline of what's going to happen to Mount. So.
James, are you watching a trailer for Top Gun?
Yes. When Khan Noonien Sung is awoken by James T. Kirk, the first thing he actually said is, "How long have I been asleep? 300 years. Have they released Top Gun yet?"
They had the poster up for Top Gun at the local cinema 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I've got it on a
know
memory.
they say that anticipation's half the fun,
This
but it's
is what I've been looking
ridiculous,
forward
isn't
to
it?
for a long time. The only other thing I look forward to more was Ghostbusters.
Do you mean that Wings of the
Top Gun is as
Apache
good as
didn't
Ghostbusters
satisfy
was.
you?
Oh. Did Ghostbusters satisfy me?
No, Wings of the Apache, the helicopter Top Gun.
No, that was rubbish.
I thought it was
Nicolas
pretty
Cage.
good.
I am the greatest.
I like Nicolas Cage.
I do as well, but that was just a silly scene.
Oh, have you seen The Rock? With Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
Yes, now that is good.
That's a superb film.
And Michael Bean's in it too. Marvelous.
I mean, it's very good in spite of Nicolas Cage.
I like
He has
his
the acting range
Con
of a
Air.
glass of water.
Con Air's very good, and Face Off, that's very good. Nicolas Cage.
It's not just been Nicolas
like
Cage has
Con
been
Air.
in some incredible films, but as an actor, he's just plastic.
Why didn't you put the bunny back in the box?
So even Carl, half cut, is a better actor than Nicolas Cage.
Why, thank
Right.
you, sir. Thank you.
Tell you what, we did owe the viewers 15 minutes, and we have done 10 of them, and it is time for us to officially go home. Would you like to watch the bonus behind the scenes content?
No, I'd like
Of
to
what?
see some more pictures of Alison Pill in the red dress.
I haven't
Oh,
got
yes.
any of Alison Pill in the red dress, and neither's Google. I did check.
Oh, hang on.
Maybe James can draw one.
Of what?
James,
Sorry,
would you
which one?
mind drawing Alison?
James, could you draw
Alison
a
Pill in the red
picture
dress. Right, I'm on it.
of no, a picture of me enjoying Alison Pill in a red dress?
And while
Okay.
you do that, James, we're going to roll VT.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Do we have permission for this?
What do we have here? Yeah, here I thought we were special.
Fellas, this here's Bagman.
Hangman.
Whatever.
What the hell kind of mission is this?
Everyone here is the best there is. Who the hell are they going to get to teach us?
Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell. Let me be perfectly blunt. You are not my first choice. You are here at the request of Admiral Kazansky, aka Iceman. He seems to think that you have something left to offer the Navy. What that is, I can't imagine.
With all due respect, sir, I'm not a teacher. Just want to manage expectations.
What the hell? Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking.
And we're off.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
We're going into combat on a level no living pilot's ever seen. Not even him.
You think up there you're dead. Believe me.
My dad believed in you. I'm not gonna make the same mistake.
Someone's not coming back from this.
Those are your pilots. Anything happens to them. You'll never forgive yourself.
No turning back now.
Having any fun yet?
Ah.
So, as you saw then from the end scene, in theatres, May 2027. So,
I can say, you can be my wingman anytime.
Iceman gets to be an admiral. I don't believe it. Anyway, you ready?
Volleyball then.
Here we go.
Oh, the grand reveal.
Oh.
that should be Richard's Facebook profile picture.
Oh, hang on. Alt print screen.
David Thompson says that,
With my statement, Dan, you can be my wingman anytime.
David Thompson says Khan was taken out of storage, and the first thing he said was,
Oh.
and just very quickly, if anyone from Top Gun production is watching, we have permission from CBS Paramount to play Star Trek stuff, and you're the same company, so go argue with the people on the desk.
But also, we're plugging your film that we're all desperate to see. Come on, let's see it.
Release it already.
Right, we've done the 15 minutes extra time, boys. Let's say
No, we've not. We've still got
Just
another.
in response to David's comment about Discovery there, as long as they've got the 20 pences to put in the machine, they'll still keep churning out.
Why do you think there's a reverse rate call number to ring Q at the moment? Discovery
Look,
season
some
5.
people enjoy Discovery.
That's a great Easter egg.
Oh,
isn't it?
James, are you watching John Cleese's acceptance speech where he thanks literally the entire world?
Yes.
It's
Look
the
at
best
small piece of
acceptance
paper he's
speech.
got there. Yeah.
It's the best acceptance speech I've ever heard.
Look at the size of the piece of paper he's got everybody's name on there.
And how long he keeps it going for. It's just incredible. It's when he thanks Goebbels that's just.
Oh, I remember my history teacher at school saying, Goebbels, he always gets a laugh when he comes up.
Right, boys, that is it for tonight's show. So, thank you very much.
Oh, I love you.
Bye.
Take care.
Look after yourselves and each other.
Keep peeled.